Okay, guys, so we are going to talk about part 6, which is the outcome format. So the last part of your proposal needs to explain to us what you intend to do with the information once you finish. So this is, again, it's a proposal. It's not the actual wedding. It's not the actual marriage. Like, it's not the 45 years that you spend, living with your other half. It's just the intention that you want to continue with this. So what you've got to do is really think about what do you want out of the project? What's the purpose of your finding your information? So if you're going to answer your question, and you think that information would be really useful for young people to know, think about the format that would communicate this to young people. If you think parents need to know your information, how would you communicate with them? So really think about the audience of your paper. So you can just write an essay, to what extent should underwater knitting be allowed in the Olympics? And then you have your intro, and then your paragraphs, and then your conclusion. Reason 1, reason 2, reason 3. Perfectly fine, totally not a problem. If you love writing essays, do that. If you like to actually have a little bit more breakdown, and you think that you might be able to have some key subheadings that you could focus on, then do a report. So a report will have, again, your cover page, contents page, all the normal stuff, and then some sort of introductory section, and then each section that you deal with will be a separate part of the report and have its own heading. So psychological reasons why underwater knitting should be included in the Olympics. That'll be part 1. Then part 2 might be physical reasons why it should be. I mean, this would be a terrible research project. Please do not do this as a research project, but this is just an example. And then you'd have, conclusion, and you may have some recommendations that you want to make. So that's a report format. So they're pretty traditional. If you're someone who likes to express themselves more creatively and you'd like to maybe use some diagrams and some infographics and types of stuff like that, totally fine. You might want to create a PowerPoint. You might want to create a video. You might want to do an oral. You might want to write a speech for an assembly. You could deliver it at the assembly, or you could just have the speech. You might create a book. You might create a social media page, and each of the little videos is you talking about a part of your focus question, and so you become like a whole social media account based on your topic, and people can click in and out and stuff, and it's quite cool. What you choose to do is up to you, but you must be able to justify its purpose and its audience. So the purpose is always going to be to inform someone of your findings, but do you want to encourage people to take up your information? Do you want to help them to understand a really complicated issue? All these words that are coming out my mouth are like, clues, like hints about things you could be saying. So please try to think clearly and carefully about the purpose and the audience that you want to meet, and then give us an overview of the style that you think you're going to be able to meet, right? You might change your mind, and that's totally fine. You might find that in 3 weeks' time, you no longer want to do a report and you want to do a pamphlet or a brochure and whatnot. That's fine. Just change it. But you want to have some intentions stipulated first, okay? Good luck.